as you can already see, probably just from the initial shot already, there is quite a bit of sun coming in. Some would say it's even glowing. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, you know, it is past the 12th now. So I think it is actually time for a haircut. So you know what, it's not too bad, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's nice and short, but it's not too short on the top, so it's all right. Now, where was I? I was saying that, you know what, the sun's out, it looks nice, and there's like it's a nice glow coming through, you know, just generally outside. But you know, saying that, if you think back a couple of videos ago, there was one thumbnail where I had like a Premiere Pro symbol and it was glowing, and I'm thinking, you know what, that'd be a pretty cool thing to show you how to make, because I had 1 or 2 people come up to me and say it looks pretty nice. There was only one person actually, but it doesn't matter. Still, you know what, I think it looks nice. I'm pretty sure you guys think it looks nice as well. So you know what, I was thinking, let me show you how you could pretty much make nearly everything glow. There probably will be some things that you won't be able to make glow in this specific way, but the way I'm going to show you, you can probably make, I think, 99% of things glow, maybe 98. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to teach you how to make something glow in this episode, so let's go. Now, depending on what your idea is, it could be maybe a difficult setup, but as you can see, for what I'm doing, it's pretty simple. We've just got a ring light set up, got the camera set up as well, and then from here, take the pictures and do poses that you feel would best show off the idea that you've got. Alright, so we've done the first bit now, which basically is, well, what I did was I'm using my hand as almost to hold whatever it is that's glowing. But I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to have your hand holding something. You could, I mean, if you want to, just have a plain wall and have something, I don't know, maybe kind of like a diamond or something. Just have that floating there, and then maybe the diamond's glistening by itself. What I would say though is, whatever it is that you want to glow, make sure you have a clear, crisp picture of it. And also you want to isolate it. So let's say it is something like you take a picture of this diamond and it's here. You obviously don't want the background to glow as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a picture of just the background and then a picture of this separately. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut around it in Photoshop. Then once you cut around it, you can start with where I'm starting with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a PNG just because, you know, because I've got an idea of what I want to do. I was thinking, we're on YouTube. This is a YouTube video. So why don't we represent YouTube a little bit? So I'm going to make the YouTube play button a glowing icon in my hand. Like I was saying, if you have a product that you want to make glow, do that. But just do what I just said, you know, take a picture of it, isolate it, and then you're ready to go. I'm rambling, let's get going. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to get your item, your product, whatever it is that you want to glow, just get it in position in the frame, wherever you want it. Here you can see I'm just putting it on my hand and a little bit of an angle, just to make it look a little more realistic, like it is in my hand, and not just put onto the picture like it is. Now for this specific image, I'm just going to take down a bit of the opacity, just so it's a little bit see-through, and then make a couple of copies of this. And that is one of the important things about this, which I'll tell you about now. So what you're going to do is, you're going to select your first copy, go up to Filter, Blur, then Gaussian Blur, and as this is your first initial one, what you're going to do is you're going to keep it pretty low. I'm going to keep it at 5, but you could do maybe 10, 15. But the idea for the first one is just keep it low, just because you want a little bit of a nice tone just around the first initial image. And once you've selected that, you want to change the layer style down to screen. And then as you'll see, it's kind of starting to glow a little bit. Obviously we're not done yet. What you're going to do next is, with your other layers that you've duplicated, you're going to do pretty much the exact same thing, but you're just going to increase it. So for the next one, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go up to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and then we're going to really increase it now. We're going to go up to 100. Now as you can see, the item that we have is gradually starting to glow even more. So we're going to do this again. We're going to go up to the next one, then Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and then with this one, 250. Now once you're happy with how much glow your object is giving off, come down here and group those layers just so they're all nicely and neatly put together. Now after that, I just want to increase the hue a little bit, not too much, just enough to make that red a little bit more vibrant. And to make sure that the hue is just affecting just the play button, I'm going to click on this little button here, which basically means I just want this adjustment to just affect whatever is under this adjustment, which will be the layers that I just grouped. Next, we're going to add a new layer and then go all the way over here and then hold the paint bucket and then select the color that you feel goes well with your glow. I'm obviously going to pick a red, but obviously your selection will change depending on whatever the item is that you want to glow. And then to blend the color in, I'm just going to select the layer style as soft light and just remove any of the glow that I feel shouldn't be there or it's too much, because obviously I want this to be an almost subtle glow and I don't want it to spread across the whole image. I'm just going to paint over all the areas that I don't want no glow in a really soft and even tone. And I'm hoping just to get a nice soft transition from the glow of the item to where it's spreading. So one of the last things I'm going to do is something completely optional. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to double click on the very first layer and then just give it a bit of an edge. Now, I'm sure you can agree that was super easy. I will say there are a couple of things you should probably think about if you are going to do this. So the first initial thing you should think about is obviously your light placement. So as you can see, I've got the glowing button on my hand. So ideally I want a light really concentrated on my hand right here. Again, something you should think about. And as you can see, the light is slowly fading away the more up the hand it's going, which it works really well for this glowing effect. So keep your lighting in mind. Another thing you should think about is the color of the glowing object. Now, it does kind of work with darker hues. Just be a little careful about it. I mean, as you can see in this picture here, we do have a black lens and I've used the exact same effect on this that I just told you. And as you can see, it is kind of glowing, it's kind of shimmering. But again, one thing that's really helping this image is the lighting. So again, really think about the way you're going to place your light before you take your image. I definitely think one cool thing about this is just the level of creativity you can get with this. I mean, as you can see, yeah, I did use a play button and that was a PNG, but here is the exact same image with a different glowing object. As you can see, here are some koi fish. I have no reason to show you this edit or even make this edit, but again, I just want to show you that you really can make anything glow, even fish. And here are some more variants of this idea. There are different poses, but what I am trying to show you is just the different levels of creativity you can have with this. So I would definitely say this is a pretty cool little exercise to try if you're, I don't know, if you're trying to experiment with your lighting, if you're trying to see what type of effects you can possibly get, you know, both in the pre-editing and the post-editing. It's definitely a fun one to do, and like I've said, you can get some amazing images with this as long as you're creative and you have an idea of what you want. So there you have it, and that is how you make something glow. And I mean, you know what, it's really simple, it's really easy. All you really need is just a really clean cut image of whatever you want to make glow, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, which hopefully you'll be able to see how we can use glowing technique in a bit more of a useful way for a certain specific type of photo shoot. You'll see what I mean next week. See, what I was going to do as well with the magic hair remover thingy, I was going to do a bit of the beard as well. But you know what? Something did stop me, and it was my sisters, because I think today I was going to get rid of this as well, but they said I should do it, and I felt like, you know what, they said I should do it, so it makes sense that I shouldn't have done it. So if anybody's got any complaints about it, you know what to blame. Don't blame me, it's their fault.